As I have talked about yesterday, today we're going to replace the pressure switch for the AC system. This is what turns the suction fan on and cool down the high pressure, high temperature gas that it's in the condenser right here. And this switch, let me show you where it's at, and I'm going to show you what the setup is and how we're going to get this job done. Let's jump right in. This is the switch right here, and the location of the switch is right under there. You see it? That's where the switch is. So we're going to replace it. But before we replace the switch right here, we're going to have to remove the refrigerant, and we're going to do that with this setup right here. That's a vacuum pump right there, a recovery machine, and this is an oil and moisture separator so that we know how much oil we actually are removing from the system and how much we need to put back. We also have a recovery tank, and we have our 134A tank plus the scale. I want to see on the scale how much refrigerant we're removing, and the scale will also be needed for how much refrigerant we're going to put back in the system. And all that information, guys, it's right here. We're going to put back 1.65 pounds plus 0.07 or 0.75 kilograms plus 0.03. All right, so what we're going to do first is we're going to run a vacuum. Mind you now, this valve is closed, that valve is closed, meaning they're not opening the Schrader valves. And all we're going to do, if you notice it, these four valves are open, these three valves are open, and so is the cutoff valves in a vacuum. And all I'm going to do is actually, this valve is closed, this valve is closed, and all I'm going to do is run a vacuum through all the hoses and all the whole manifold so that there is no contaminants, no moisture, no unwanted gases that could possibly leach into our AC system. So let's go ahead and get that done first. And here we go. Let's run the vacuum. Now, guys, keep in mind that whenever you run this kind of equipment, be sure to follow all instructions that come with the setup. Especially these particular machines require a 14 gauge wire and no more than 25 feet. So that's what we're doing. Make sure that we don't burn anything up. So you can see we're going to run a vacuum pump right now. We're just, as you can see, we're pulling a vacuum right here. You see it? And we're just cleaning out the lines. We're clearing everything out so that there's no contaminants in the hoses. We're just going to do this for a little while, and then what we'll do is we'll cut off we'll cut off the valve right here. This is your vacuum line, the black one, and we'll cut off the valve right there, and we're just going to let it sit. Make sure that this thing is clean on the inside of the hoses. Okay, it's been a little while, and it is holding a negative 28, 30 inches of mercury. We are good. There is no leaks in the system. So what we're going to do now is we're going to turn this scale on. We are operating in, what are we going to do this with? We are going to do this in pounds. So we are in ounces right now. We're going to change the unit to pounds. Here it is. I'm going to put the recovery tank on the scale because I want to see how much refrigerant that we are pulling, and I'm going to set it to 0. Here it is. This is ready. Okay, we are going to run, let's go ahead and open this valve right here, and we're going to hold on. We're going to turn this valve to recovery. Okay, this is open, this is open. These valves for the oil separator are open. This is not open yet. And we're going to put this to liquid first. And I believe that is it. We can start running the recovery machine as I open the valves. So let's double check one last time. Yeah, I think this is it. This is it. Okay. The machine is on, indicating low pressure. So now we can open this valve right here. And we can open this valve right here. The machine should be starting here shortly. You can open this valve right here. and we can start this. There it is. We're officially recovering. This is all open. All right, open. To liquid, we're doing liquid first. This is our recovery. This is open. This is open. And here we are, guys. We're moving refrigerant from the car into the recovery tank, and we're currently at 0.29, 0.3 pounds. All right, let's see how far we go, and I'll get back to you. The recovery machine has stopped. We're now going to put it from liquid to gas and start again. Continue the removal. And so far, all we removed, strange, it's only 0.97 pounds, or not even a pound of refrigerant, which tells you there's a substantial amount of refrigerant that did not make it into the car the last time I charged this. There we go, it stopped again. We are at essentially zero here. There's no more refrigerant in the car. So we are done. We can now close these valves right here. And yeah, we could finally remove the... Ooh. There we go. This is closed. This is closed, and we can finally remove the high pressure switch from the line. So let's do that. I'm going to prop you up on a stand so you can watch the whole operation. Yeah, I got to tell you guys, one of my objectives in the videos that I do and the things that I do is so that you, my friend, learn from my mistakes. I was under the impression I was going to recover a lot more refrigerant than just over a pound. I ended up recovering 1.04, and there was supposed to be something a lot closer to this, because I serviced this car not too long ago, less than a month ago, and I'm actually disappointed in myself. Now, I'm speculating the reason for that. It's because you see, guys, in this whole manifold setup, or the ones that you see hanging from the car, whenever you have this line here with this valve open when you are servicing, you're putting a lot of pressure and therefore a lot of refrigerant in the high pressure side when you are servicing, so that when the scale reads the amount of refrigerant that is supposed to be in the system, you have a refrigerant in this line, you have a refrigerator in this line, but you don't have the full amount in the car. So we're going to do something a little different today. We're not even going to operate the high pressure side altogether. As a matter of fact, when the time comes to service this car, I already have this valve closed so that we will not be experiencing the high pressure side of the manifold, nor will we have any refrigerant in this line, because it's usually around 200 plus psi, which is it's a substantial amount of refrigerant that it's not making it inside the car. So now the next thing I want to see is how much oil we actually pulled from this car. So we're going to put a little bottle under here, and we're going to open this valve. Ooh, look at that, guys. Look at that. It's quite a bit of oil, huh? What do you think? Amazing. Look at that. I did buy a beaker so we know exactly how much oil we're going to be putting back in. Well, good. I'm actually glad that we did this. So we can now close this valve right here, and we can measure out how much oil we actually pulled out. Now that we get the refrigerant out, we can loosen up this switch under here, and we can it's a 24 millimeter, but it's a rather, there it is, it's loose. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it by hand. So that I can get to the clasp, the clip. Here it is right there. And with this pick right here, I'm going to aid in the removal of the, let me get a different pick, hold on. I'm actually going to use these types of picks instead. That should help give me a better reach. Oh, here it is. Should come right off them. Come on. Something to push down on. Like a screwdriver would help in pushing down. Here it is, the switch. Because it's disconnected, we can now remove the switch. The torque on this, I do not know. If you guys know the torque for this switch, by all means, please post it in the comments section. I'll tell you what though, the torque was not very high on it. Here it is. The switch is removed and we are now going to install the new one. And I'll provide all the part numbers and whatnot in the comments section so that you guys know where I got it. I got it from partsgeek.com. And how much I paid for it and all that. I'll provide you guys with all that information. So let me go ahead and clean the orifice, and we'll put some PEG, I think it's PEG 34 oil. Where is it? Sorry, PEG 46 oil. There it is. I'm going to use this one right here, PEG 46 oil. I'm going to put some of that on the O-ring, and we'll put the pressure switch right back in. I'm passing a towel in there right now. Just make sure that the contact surfaces are clean so that when you put the new switch in with the oil, we are good to go. Okay, the surface is clean. I'm now gonna get the new switch. Okay, here it is. I'm gonna put some PEG 46 on it, just on the O-ring. I just dip my finger in it and I just wet the seal so that it's nice and wet. Okay, so we'll now be able to put this back in. The job itself of replacing the switch, it's not very hard. It's more of the whole setup with the removing the refrigerant and so on and so forth. That is the time-consuming part. The actual switch itself, like I said, it's not that hard at all. Okay, make sure you're not pinching the O-ring. We're looking good. Okay. Okay, this is all the way in. I'm going to snug it down. I'm just nice and snug. Even though 250 psi may sound like a lot of pressure, it really isn't. And you shouldn't have to tighten this too much, especially because it did not require a whole lot of torque to loosen this in the first place. All right, so there's a 24 millimeter, and it's a long reach, so it's going to be interesting to. Let me see if I get another wrench, something a little smaller to work with. Hold on, guys. Reinstalling this 24 millimeter size pressure switch has proven harder than I had anticipated when you don't have the proper tooling. So what I'm doing right now, I'm using this wrench, which is massive. I mean, ideally, if I had a 24 millimeter crowfoot, it would be perfect, but you know, I don't have a 20 or an adjustable one. I've seen Snap-on has an adjustable. It looks like a Ford wrench, but it's a 3/8 drive. It's stubby. It's small. It's about this big, and it's got this big, and it has an adjustable grip, and it's 3/8 drive. I got to tell you guys, it's phenomenal, phenomenal. Sure wish I had that right now. Would have made the look a little easier. It's all right. We'll still make this happen with whatever we have. I'm just going to snug it until it doesn't move anymore. That's all I can do right now. This is all I have. I can't find anything that is suitable to get the job done right. But you and I are mechanics. right? This is why we do what we do, because we believe we can make it happen. So we are going to make it happen. Okay, it looks like it's pretty tight on there. I'm happy with it. Okay, we can now connect the electrical connector. We will also do a leak check in due time. I have a sniffer. I'll share with you guys all of that. Interesting. I should have tried plugging this in while the switch was out, because now it's not quite. It's not just plugging in like it's supposed to. Just plug in. See, guys, if it was easy. All right, so after messing around with the old switch going into the plug, it looks like all that I needed was a little bit of lubricant. So what I did is I put a little bit of Vaseline on the connector on the inside. So hopefully now it'll engage in a new switch. I tell you, this thing is was a bear to install. And I gotta tell you guys, I looked at some videos about how to remove this switch. And some people were removing the headlights and all that. None of that is necessary. Okay, looks like it's in. Let's verify that with a mirror. Make sure the clasp is engaged. And looks like it is, guys. We are done with the switch. Now we can move on to the next phase of this whole operation. We're going to recharge the system. Well, first we're going to pull a vacuum on the whole system, and then we'll recharge it with the proper amount. But this time we're going to do it a little different than the last time. Let me show you. All right, my friend, the system has been closed. It's now time to pull a vacuum. This valve right now is open because we're going to pull a vacuum, and so is this one back here. It's open, but you'll notice right here, this one is open and this one is closed, and I'm going to show you why. Because we're going to pour oil through this line. Because as the way this is set up right now, when we pull the vacuum out of this red hose, the vacuum will move this way. So what we do, we're going to suck the oil right into the system through the high pressure side, and it's going to go through the condenser, the receiver dryer. It's going to go through the expansion valve, through the evaporator, and into all the lines and everything before it enters the compressor. So we put all the oil back in. So I measured out the oil. We pulled out about 16 cc's. And being that I did this job about a few weeks ago, I probably pulled another 15, 16 cc's then. So I'm going to put it back in 32 cc's of PEG 46 oil. And once we introduce the oil back in the system, we are going to pull a vacuum, make sure that there is no leaks. Afterwards, we'll do a leak check of the system, ops check and leak check, function test. Make sure the suction fan comes on with the pressure of the system. Again, low pressure side, both valves are open right there. Low pressure side is open. High pressure side on the manifold is closed. We're going to pull a vacuum. A refrigerant is not necessary right now. This is not necessary anymore, so we're going to close this off. Let's go ahead and start the vacuum and start pulling a vacuum on this thing. And then I'm going to set you up on the stand so you can see how I pour the oil in. So let's start the vacuum. Vacuum is going. And we are pulling a vacuum, as you can see. We should be pulling air out of here. We sure are. Okay, now I'm going to set you up on the... I'm going to set you up on a stand, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to put oil in. All right, so we pour the oil right into the high pressure side. All right, all the oil is in. We can now reconnect it right here. And we will continue to pull a vacuum on the system and to make sure that there is no leaks. As always, guys, make sure you have oil in your vacuum pump. That's it. Now we're just going to pull a vacuum for a little bit. We're going to pull a vacuum for about a solid half hour or so to make sure that we remove any moisture or any unwanted air out of the system. All right, let's do that. And I'll show you later what we're going to do next. We've been holding a vacuum for quite some time and it seems to be doing quite well. It's holding 20 to 30 inches of mercury, negative inches of mercury. As you can see, the vacuum valve is closed, the refrigerant is closed. The low pressure side is open, high pressure side is closed, and we're also going to close this side right here. We are not going to worry about the high pressure side whatsoever because it tends to accumulate refrigerant at high pressure, which gives us a false indication of how much refrigerant goes in the system. Now, next, this car takes 1.65 plus 0.07 pounds, so 1.72 pounds of refrigerant. Let's go ahead and turn the scale on. We're going to zero it. We did. Now we're going to do put the refrigerant tank on it. Like so. Okay. Now mind you, there is a vacuum in this line because we pulled the vacuum earlier. Remember that? So we're gonna zero it again, or we could just do a charge of 1.72 pounds and hit enter. That's it. Now what we can do is let's verify. Valve. This one is closed. This one is open. Vacuum pump, closed. High pressure side, closed. So now what we're gonna do is, this is open. Oil separator is closed. So all we have to do is open this line right here. We're gonna open this. We're gonna open this right here. And we're gonna start up the car and turn the AC on. System has already accepted the 1.8 or 0.19 into the system. As you can see, we have zero pressure on the high side, and we have about, let me see, what is it, 75 psi on the low side. We can now start the car up and start up the AC. And we don't have to recirculate at all. We'll just leave it on without recirculation, AC on, and the high fan. Here it is, guys. It's going. We should be hearing the fan eventually kick on as the pressure in the system increases. I'm going to cut you off right now as the system approaches pressures and the fan kicks on. As I'm approaching the actual numbers, I'll start recording again. Okay, we're approaching the threshold. We're at 1.55. At 1.72, the system will start beeping. And we'll just close this valve right here. Almost there. That's it. We are there. Okay, we're going to let it continue to suck the refrigerant in. Okay, let's see what the temperatures of is in the meantime on the inside. We are blowing about almost 60 degrees Celsius right now, 60 degrees Fahrenheit anyway. Well, all we got to do now is do a leak check. It does require a minimum of a 50 psi to do a leak check on a system and a switch right there. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to show you how to work this tool right here, and we shouldn't find any leaks, hopefully. I'm going to turn this on, and I'm going to show you all about this thing right here. Let me shut the car off, and we'll do a leak check on the pressure switch we just replaced. Okay, this device here is an ELITech infrared leak detector unit, and I believe it's the 200 model. So what we're going to do is turn it on, press and hold. It's going to take about 30 seconds for it to warm up. We're just going to leave it right here for now, 30 seconds for it to do its thing. Then what we'll do is we'll put it on the actual switch right there, so make sure that there is no leaks to be detected. I think we should be all right. The fan came on, although the car did not reach operating temperature, but the fan was spinning. I'm happy about that. Okay, the system is ready, and the detection level is on high. So let's go ahead and run this by here, see if there's any leaks of any sort. And here we go, guys. I don't detect anything. So it looks like we are leak free. Again, there has to be at least 50 psi for it to detect anything, and it's not. So I'm very happy with the fact that it's not leaking. We're looking good, guys. We're looking like we're done. We're gonna shut this thing off, and that is it. Come Tuesday, I'm gonna go to Italy for the first time in 32 years, and I'm gonna go visit my parents, which I haven't had the best relationship with. Keep me in mind, keep me in your prayers, please, that all goes well, and that I return back what I call now home. I've been here for a very long time, and I've not seen Italy in over 32 years. So yeah, guys, I'm a little nervous, I'm not going to lie, but I got to do the right thing, right? The Lord commands us in the commandments that we should honor our parents, so I'm going to do that. Because they're on their last leg, and there's a very good chance I may not see them after this. So anyway, guys, again, as always, I'm glad to be doing this for you. Hopefully this video was of help to you. Remember to smash that like button, share with your friends, subscribe to the channel, and we will see you at the next one, guys. We will see you when I get back. Take care.